Hello, it's Wednesday and it's time for another math lesson. Good news is today's a short lesson and it's going to be a Dreambox day. I threw something new at you today. First thing I want you to do is try to complete these ratio tables. And I did the first one for you. So it's a times 4 ratio table. And 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 4 is 12. 5 times 4 is 20. 6 times 4 is 24. 7 times 4 is 28. Your job is to go in and finish these ratio tables for times 6 and times 7. After doing that, I did a little problem for you on the bottom. And our problem today is Miss Kelly bought 16 feet of fencing to build a rectangular dog enclosure. She tried every way she could to build a rectangle with a perimeter of 16 feet. Can you find one of her rectangles? There are 4. Can you find all 4 of them? And if you get done, you might want to try to figure out which one has the largest area. Go ahead and pause your computer, work on this for a little bit, and I'll get right back to you and we can do the answers. Good luck. Okay, here we go for our ratio table. 1 times 6 is 6. 3 times 6, 2 6s are 12, 1 more 6 is 18. 5 times 6, oh, easy, 5, 10, 15, 30. 7 times 6 is kind of tough. I'm going to do 5 times 6 is 30. And that's just going, and then I have to do 2 more 6s. So 30 and 2 more 6s are going to be 42. And 9 times 6, I'm going to do 6 times 10 is 60. And take away 6, I'm going to get down to 54. Now our times 7. 2 times 7, double 7 is 14. 4 times 7, I can just double 2 times 7. That would get me to 28. 6 times 7, I'm not sure about that one. But I know I can do 5 times 7 is 35. 1 more 7 is 42. And if you thought about it, you just did that problem over here already. You could have copied it. 7 times 8, I think is the hardest problem there is. Since it's times 8, I could do a double, double, double. 7 doubled is 14. Double that, you get 28. Double that, you'd get 56. And 7 times 10, that's an easy one, 70. Okay, so let's look and see what Mrs. Kelly did now with her fencing. I know that if she had 16 feet of fence, that she could draw a rectangle. And one of her rectangles could have been, let's see, could I do 10 feet and 6 feet? Because that's 16, so 10 plus 10 plus 6 plus 6. Oh, that's 32 feet. So I can't do it that way, so I have to figure out something to do. I figured out if I took that 16 and cut it in half, I would get 8. And I want to find numbers that add up to 8. So I'm going to draw another rectangle. Mine aren't done to size, but I'm going to do a 7 by 1. Now if I did 7, 7, 1, 1, 14 plus 2, I could have done a 7 by 1, or Mrs. Kelly could have done that. Let's see, I want numbers that add up to 8 again, so I'm going to try a 6 by 2, and then this would be 6 and 2. 6 and 6 are 12, 2 and 2 are 4. That does it. That's 16. Let's see, can I do a 5 and 3? Ten plus 6 is 16. 5 and 3 works. And my last one I'm going to be able to do is 4 and 4. 4 and 4 are 8. 8 and 8 are 16. So when I said she could do 4 of them, these are the 4 that she could have done. Of course, this one was wrong. Okay. Now the extra credit is which one had the largest area? So this has a perimeter of 16 feet, and the area is going to be 1 times 7. And 1 times 7 is 7 feet squared. This is going to be 2 by 6. So 6 times 2 is 12 feet squared. This is 4 by 4. So this is 4 times 4 is 16 feet squared. And if this is 5 times 3, 5 times 3 is 15 feet squared. So if I was Mrs. Kelly's dog, I would probably like either the 16-foot or the 15-foot. I would want 7 square feet, that's kind of small. 12's okay. 16 would be the largest, but this one would give me a little bit longer room to run. So she could have picked either way. If you're all done with that, you can go and work on your workbook pages today. Today is going to be a home connection book, and the pages are on your link that your teacher sent you. If you want to hang out with me, I'm going to do some extra math again for you. And, oh wait, I can't tell you to go yet. I did do an extra problem for you. I put up 2 numbers for you to add. And I want you to add these numbers using 2 different ways. I'm going to pause it for a second, then I can come back and see if we can get it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do it more than 2 different ways. I'm going to try to do it 4 different ways for you. I'll try a number line first. So I'm going to start at 495. Usually a number line, I like to start with the biggest number. I'm going to make a really big jump of 300 right away. So that's going to get me to 795. So I have 372. So I only have 72 left. I'm going to make a jump of 5. I want to get up to a friendly number, so that's going to get me to 800. I take 5 away from 72. I have 67 left, and I can make that whole 67 jump right now. And I'm going to get 867. Number line. I still like to do number line, even though some people think it's not the best way to do it. I still like number line. Let's do straight out algorithm. 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 plus 9 is 16. Put down my 1s, carry my 10s. 1 plus 3 is 4, and 4 and 4 are 8. Got the same answer? Must be okay. I'm going to steal this and move it up here. I'm going to move this down here so I can do it another way. My favorite way, of course, is give a little, take a little. I'm going to give this number 5. That's going to make this into 500. And take 5 away from that way, it's going to be 367. I can add that together real easily. 367 plus 500 is 867. Oh, did it 3 different ways. Have the same answer each time, which is what I was looking for. I could have done it one more way. I'll steal this and bring it down here. And we'll get a little bit more room if we can. And some of the kids like to do the front end addition. I call it 300 plus 400 is 700. Careful on this one. 70 plus 90 is 160. And 2 plus 5 is 7. 700 plus 160 is 860. Plus 7 is 867. Did one math problem 4 different ways. Got the same answer all 4 different times. I think we did a good job. Now, you didn't think it would be that easy, so I'm going to show you one more problem. It's a subtraction problem. So many different ways you can do that. Pause your computer. Do it a couple of ways. Come back and see how I did it. Okay, here we go. I have 391 minus 287. I'm going to start out with number line again. I still like number line, but I'm going to make this into kind of an addition problem. I'm going to start at 287, and I want to find the difference up to 391. So I'm going to make a jump of 3. That's going to give me 290. 10 more would give me 300. And then I can do a jump of 91. And that would give me 391. If I add those together, I get 104. Now, I can do a number line a different way too. I could start at 391 and go back 287. Actually, I'm going to cheat a little bit. Instead of going back 287, I'm going to go back 290. And that's going to bring me back to 101. But when I jump 90 back, that was 3 too many. So now I've got to go back up 3 to get those 3 back. So I went minus 290 plus 3. That's going to get me to 104. Look at, same answer. We're looking good. I'm going to come on over here. 1 take away 7 in standard algorithm is the tough part because I can't take 7 away from 1. I'm going to borrow some sugar, make this into an 8, make this into 11. 11 take away 7 is 4. 8 take away 8 is 0. 3 take away 2 is 1. 3 different ways, 3 answers are the same. I'm going to do it one other way, and my students, my class know this is my favorite way of subtraction. I'm going to do give a little, or take a little, take a little. I'm going to give both numbers 13. If I give 13 to this, it's going to have to be 300. If I give 13 to this, it's going to be 404. That's an easy subtraction problem. I get 104. So 4 different ways to subtract. All of them got us the right answer. Look at that. Your lesson was only 11 minutes and 42 seconds. And now you can go ahead and work on those pages that you are going to work on. Remember, if you want to hang out with me, stay here, and I will do a little bit of enrichment math for you. Okay? Those are you leaving me. Have a good day. The rest, here we go. I put up a multiplication problem for you, but this one's a little bit different. It has numbers that are missing, and I have to try to figure out the numbers. I have my product, most of it. I don't have my multiplier. And when I do this problem, I know that whatever I multiply 3 by, I have to get 8 for an answer. So I'm thinking, what can I multiply 3 by to get an 8? 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 4 is 12. Ah, I got it. The only thing I can multiply 3 by to get 8 as an answer right now is 6. So I'm going to put a 6 in here and see if it works. 6 times 3 is 18. I put down my 8, carried my 1. That worked. 6 times 5 is 30. Plus 1 is 31. Put down my 1s, I carried my 10. 6 times 4 is 24. Plus 3 is 27. Ow. So, if I multiply 453 by 6, I would get 2,718. So, I did another problem, and I left this one for you. You have to figure out what the missing numbers are. Or you pause it for a second, go ahead and work on it, and come back and see how we did together. Okay. So if you did this one, what you should know right away is 7 times something has to end up in 4. And I'm thinking, 7 times 2 is 14. Thinking, are there any other 7s that are going to give me a 4? 7 times 5, no. 6, no. 7, no. 8, no, not. Only thing I can go by is a 2. So I'm going to put a 2 here. 7 times 2 is 14. Put down my 4, carry to 1. That works. Let's see, 7 times 8 is 56. Plus 1 is 57. So I'm going to put down my 1s, carry my 10s. 7 times 2 is 14. Plus 5 is 19. So 282 times 7 is 1,974. We'll throw a few more of these at you guys sometimes. These are just kind of a fun way of doing it. And I know that you can do these. I know they do them in 4th and 5th grade. So if you're getting it, that's great. Last week, I taught you something about circumference. And we said circumference is the distance around the outside of a circle. And our formula for circumference is 2 times pi times the radius. And pi is equal to 3.14. I threw a circle up here with a radius of 10. You go ahead and see if you can figure out the circumference for me. Pause your computer, figure it out, and come back and check with me and see if you got it. Okay, here we go. So I need 2 times pi times radius. Now the neat thing about this multiplication is I can do 2 times 3.14 and multiply that by the radius, or I could do 2 times the radius and then multiply it by pi. In a multiplication problem, it doesn't matter which one of those things you multiply by first. Just pick 2 of them and multiply. Let's see. For me, I'm going to do 2 times the radius, so I'm at 2 times 10. Then I'm going to multiply that by pi. 2 times 10 is 20. So now I have 20 times 3.14. Now this number ends in a 0. So it doesn't make sense for me to say, oh, 0, 0, 0, and then put this Waldo down here. So I'm just going to multiply this by 2. I'm going to multiply by my 0 for my placeholder. And I can say 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Now I have that decimal point. Remember, I have to move it over the number of numbers past the decimal point. So I have 1, 2. So it would be 62.80 centimeters for the circumference of a circle that has a radius of 10. There's another word that I want to talk to you about right now, and it's called the diameter. A diameter of a circle is if I drew a line from the outside of the circle, went through the center point, and hit the other side of the circle, I'd find the diameter. The diameter is always double the radius. So some people might find the circumference of this by doing the diameter times pi, which is the same as 2 times radius times pi. It's just another way of doing it. I'm going to throw one more thing at you today. We're going to try to find area of a circle now. Formula for area circle is pi times the radius squared. Now some of you guys are going to say, what does it mean to square the radius? To square the radius means I'm going to multiply it by itself. So if my radius is 3, I have to square the 3. It just means 3 times 3. This number is called an exponent. If I had 3 cubed, that would be 3 times 3 times 3. If I had 3 to the 4th power, it would be 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. So 3 squared just means 3 times 3. So to find the area of the circle, I have to do pi times 3 times 3, or 3 squared. So pi again is 3.14 times 3 squared is 9 times 9. So the area of the circle is going to be 3.14 times 9. 9 times 4 is 36. Write down to 6, carry a 3. 9 times 1 is 9, plus 2 is 12. Put down my 1s, carry my 10s. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 1 is 28. Again, I have to count the numbers past the decimal point. 1, 2, 1, 2. And my answer will be 28.26 inches squared. Now, you guys are going to get a chance to do your own. So remember what the formula is: pi times the radius squared. And here's your problem. So find the area of the circle. Your radius is 5 inches. Pi times radius squared. I'm going to pause it, You should pause yours. Go ahead and figure it out and come back and see if we match. Okay, let's see how we do. So I knew my radius was 5, so I put 3.14 times 5 squared. I rewrote my 5 squared as 5 times 5. And I know 5 times 5 is 25. So now I have to do 3.14 times 25. And I'm going to give myself a little bit more room here. 3.14 times 25. Now it doesn't matter which number I write on the bottom or top. I could have written 25 times 3.14, but whenever I multiply, I always want to write the number with the most digits on top, because that is just going to make it easier for me when I multiply. I'm going to forget about this 2 and just do my 5 multiplication. 5 times 4 is 20, put down my 0, carry my 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7. 5 times 3 is 15. Now I'm going to multiply by the 2, which actually is not a 2, it's a 10. So if I multiply by a 10, I cannot have anything in the 1 spot. So I'm going to put my friend Waldo down here. And he's just going to hold that spot so I don't put anything in there. I've already used this 2, so I'm going to put a line through it just so I don't get confused. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. If I add these together, 0 plus 0, 7 plus 8 is 15. The carried one. This is 8. And I get 78.50. Because remember, I have 2 spots past the decimal point, so I have to move it over 2. Inches squared. The thing that's really funny is I cheated and used my calculator, and that's the same answer I got with the calculator. So now you guys know circumference, distance around, area. Next week I'm going to take a problem that combines a couple of those things for you. So hopefully you had fun. Go to work on those other problems and have a lovely day. Take care.